Did you know that 20% of business owners fail in the first year and 50% of brand new businesses fail within the first 5 years? That is really a daunting statistic. That is why in this video, I am going to tell you what you need to know about the growth of business and give you my 3 tips on what you can do to make sure you're on the right side of that statistic. It is so important as business owners that we realize that business growth comes in so many different fashions, right? Many of you are thinking, am I on the right path in my business? Am I where I need to be?
I don't know.
We're always looking across at others and wondering, am I really at the right trajectory? So I am going to tell you what normal business growth looks like, and then I'm going to give you those tips to make sure you can stay sustainable. Business usually starts out with you being a person that has something that you enjoy and you're able to make money at it.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Let's just face it, all of us are so skilled, all of us are so gifted that we usually can turn something that we enjoy into a moneymaker. When you are starting out and you find something that you can do, you are really taking something that is a side hustle or a side gig and you're really turning it into self-employment. What does self-employment mean? That means that you yourself are generating some income because you have a skill or you know how to sell something and you are self-employed. You're doing it on your own. You no longer have an employer and you're making your own money. You're calling all the shots all by yourself. That's really the beginning of where business starts. And a person is typically going to be self-employed anywhere from about a year to about 2 years. And during that time period, most people don't even really consider themselves self-employed. They just think, oh, I do this on the side. This is how I make money. I'm an independent contractor. Well, I want you to know, if you are making any type of money where you're not paid on a W-2, you are self-employed for tax purposes. That's important for you to understand. So that's the very first start, is really becoming self-employed. And you're typically going to be able to take your income as a self-employed person from about 0 to maybe $250,000, maybe $225,000 is about where the self-employed person lands before they realize, oh my gosh, this is becoming a lot of work. The next thing you're going to do in the growth of business is get some assistance to help you.
Get some help.
You're going to get somebody to assist you with things. That assistant may be virtual. It may be somebody you hire down the street, and you're looking for them to take some tasks off of your plate and do some of the things that you don't have time to do, or some of the things that is really pulling your time from your highest order in your business, which is really generating revenue. But here's a key point. If you hire somebody, whether they're independent, whether you're hiring somebody as a W-2 employee, the key thing that I want you to take away is make certain that that person you hire has a key performance indicator, a KPI. Karla, what's a KPI? That's a measuring stick. That is something that you want people to be able to deliver to you. For example, if I hire a virtual assistant, then I want that virtual assistant to be able to go through all of my email. One of the KPIs would be clearing my email box. Maybe another KPI would be sending out X amount of emails per week. But you need to make sure you have a measuring stick for that person so you can know exactly what they're doing.
Nice.
Once you get through with hiring your assistants, you're going to be able to take your business from $250,000 up to about $500,000. And the reason why you're going to be able to do that is because you now have people around you that can do some of the tasks that are pulling you away from the money-making tasks. When you are self-employed and you are a business owner, and you are when you're self-employed, your highest order are doing the things that are money-generating tasks. That's where you're going to be the majority of the time. And you're going to sit in that pocket for about 1 to 2 years, and you're going to go up as high as $500,000.
Wow.
In order to make the next leap to go from $500,000 to $750,000 or maybe even $1 million, that's going to require you to hire somebody that can do what you do. You're going to have to replace you. And I'm going to honestly admit that was a very scary time for me. And I want to talk about that for just a moment. The first time that I hired an assistant and I had to pay that assistant, was that scary? Yes, because I had to make sure I had a paycheck for them every week or every 2 weeks. Whether it's a paycheck or whether it's me sending them money, either way, I needed to make sure they got paid. But what's another level and another growth in business is when you hire somebody that can do what you do. Think about that for a moment. I'm hiring other licensed professionals, and technically they can be a Karla, right? Because they have a license. That's a very, very nauseating experience. As much as you want to grow to that next level, you're thinking in the back of your head, oh my gosh, what if these people come in and try to take my clients? Oh my gosh, what if these people start to question what it is that I'm doing? Because they're a licensed professional too. Or it doesn't have to be a licensed professional. It could be another truck driver, another anything. But anybody coming in skilled, doing what you're doing, there's going to be a little bit of that seesaw feeling that happens. But here's the thing. When you hire that person, it's going to be so important that you get that person to systems and process and your systems and process. That's the key. Making sure that they do what you want them to do. And when they're able to do that, you go from self-employed to actually being a business owner with a repeatable revenue model. You have now plucked yourself out of the equation where your business can move forward without you because you have hired yourself out for that skill only. And I want to make sure you really realize for that skill only, because your next level of business is when you can step out of the business and literally look down on your business from 30,000 feet in the air and be the CEO of your business. You now have professionals in your business that can do what you used to do as the skill set that generated the income for your business. That is a very, very scary proposition. And when you make that move, you may only be able to make that move 1 or 2 days a week. So here's another tip. Don't expect when you hire that skilled person to be fully out of your business of doing that skill 100%. Maybe they free you up 2 days a week, 3 days a week, but you're going to be back in still doing that for a while. And then ultimately what happens is that when you are able to fully step out and now you're at the next level of business maturity where you're crossing over from 750,000 to $1 million and going upwards of 2 million because now you have a repeatable revenue model where you know I need a licensed professional or a skilled worker, they need an assistant and maybe another individual. And once you have that metrics down, that recipe, you can duplicate that recipe and you can scale your business beyond measure. You've gone from being just a side hustle to self-employed, to really being a business owner, to really being a CEO, looking down over your business. But here's some key takeaways that I want you to understand. And this is the crux of the matter that is really going to make sure that your business is sustainable no matter what is going on. When you hire those people, you got to make certain that you give them a job description. You got to make certain you know exactly what they're going to be doing for you. You got to make certain they have key performance indicators so you can measure whether or not they're helping your business create more revenue, create more value, and drop to the bottom line more profit. Why is that important? Because you're in business for 2 reasons: to get paid and to make profit. And when you are thinking about the cycle of business, this is the normal transition of how you transition a business from one level to the next. And each transition is extremely important, and each transition requires its own set of processes and documentation so you can maintain control of your business and you can repeat the success and scale your business up. So as a small business owner, as you're starting out as an entrepreneur, realize you're in the right place at the right time right now. Realize you're self-employed. Realize that you're going to hire some people and move your revenue up, and realize the next step is going to be to replicate your skill. And the next thing is going to be to put on that CEO hat, run that business like a boss, and continue to grow your revenue. Here's the key. As a business owner, you're always gonna need to stay in the role of the CEO. You need to put on your CEO hat so you can run your business and make it grow. And you will find yourself at the 5-year mark having a sustainable business, knowing that you can scale up or that you can scale down. And I love it when business owners really can see how far they come. That is why one of my other tips is going to be journal exactly what you've done in your business. Why? Because journaling gives you a recipe to repeat that success. When you can write down exactly what you did and how you got there, when you're at your weakest time in your business, you can look back and you can pull out your famous recipe for success. If you enjoyed this video, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, turn on your notifications so you can be notified when I'm bringing you great new videos just like this.